Who are we? Why are we here? Have you ever asked yourself these questions? There comes a point in our lives when, even though everything seems fine on the surface, everything seems to be going as expected, deep down, deep in our souls, something seems to be missing, a kind of existential emptiness. Could this be a calling? Are we really here for a purpose? Welcome, dear soul. A few years ago, these questions began to echo in my soul. I was living a life I never imagined I would, financially speaking. I lived in a high-standard house in a very privileged neighborhood of my city. I could buy anything I wanted. I was a successful businesswoman. I had just become a mother. My son, the greatest blessing I have ever received, was a beautiful, healthy baby. My marriage wasn't perfect, but it wasn't bad either. Everything was fine, or at least I thought it was, when these questions began to resonate deeply within me. A phase of much introspection, of much silence, and as they say, seek and you shall find, the answers began to come. That was when I discovered that I was not just a body. That was when I realized that my perspective shapes everything around me, that everything is energy, literally. And this isn't just a life philosophy, something for Zen people. This is science, and as Carl once mentioned, in the sea of science's evolution, perhaps we've only wet our heels. Considering how much there is to discover, we still know virtually nothing. We don't know who we are, where we came from, or why we are here. And today, in the 21st century, the information age, it's no longer feasible to believe that we are products of random evolution. Suddenly, as if in a download, everything that was no longer made sense. Absolutely everything. My life turned upside down. But it wasn't a bad upside down. The fact is that everything was hidden, all my dissatisfactions. I've always been an optimistic person, so anything that wasn't going well, I tended to overlook. And so I kept overlooking myself, ignoring my values, my worth, and I ended up losing myself. Then, like in a renovation, it's necessary to break things, to mess things up, to get rid of everything that no longer serves us. It takes courage to let go and detach. And here I am, nourishing my soul, sharing with you what I carry in my heart. We are ascending souls, souls that carry a heart-centered consciousness. Jesus came here to show us what love, compassion, and forgiveness can do. He divided our calendar 2,000 years later, and his story still reigns over us. And we, 2,000 years later, still struggle to apply his teachings. His body is gone, but his energy is still here. Feel how you are connected to the Christ energy, this divine energy that Jesus brought to earth. A consciousness much greater than Christ himself, with all his love and benevolence, an infinite field of energy which allows you to experience a human body with all the love, all the joy. That allows you to feel compassion, to put yourself in someone else's shoes, the energy of Christ within you. This energy attuned to nature, to the sky, to water, and every element of this reality we live in. That allows you to live and experience every aspect of your nature, allows you to feel, to experience love, empathy, joy. Did we choose to be here, exactly where we are now? It's a possibility that resonates with my soul. And yours? Tell me here in the comments. Let's share our experiences. Let's learn from each other. We carry information in our DNA, a powerful divine energy. Why isn't this taught in schools? Why aren't our children guided to feel? You are not a victim of chance. You are not a victim of your genes. Our environment shapes our reality, shapes ourselves. You must seek to assume the power that was given to you, the potential that runs through your veins, through your cells, through your vibrational waves. This is a great moment of evolution where humanity takes a great leap within this cyclical experience, this spiral journey. You feel, I feel. I feel a great wave of energy for the first time after many years of repression, of people being burned. We can exchange experiences. We can unite for a greater good, for the sake of humanity. A reality of peace, love, and unity. It's already happening. And you are part of this expansion, this new consciousness. Every soul on this planet is an extremely important piece of this three-dimensional and divine puzzle. Every step you take towards the light, towards love, is a grand and admirable advance on the road of cosmic evolution. We are heading towards a better reality, more attuned to human nature and the nature of all things. We will create space for each of us to assume our role, to explore the abilities of our soul for the benefit of all. How do you feel on this journey? Where are you looking? Share with us here in the comments. Imagine a world where there is no fear for tomorrow, where the currency of exchange is the well-being of all, where there is abundance for everyone. I feel that it's already happening. Artificial intelligences included have come to add, to assist us in mechanical processes. They came so that we can practice our creativity, our creative thinking, our feeling, so that we can multiply and help each other. You are important. Your feeling is important. Your love is important. And don't think that to make a difference, you need to do something big, majestic. Joy lies in simplicity. True love starts with a small step, simple, like a soft whisper. Like in a giant sequoia, love is like a seed planted in the fertile soil of the heart. Invisible to the naked eye, its roots deepen, and quietly they expand in all directions. Over time it grows, defying storms and seasons. And gradually it becomes majestic, touching the skies with its branches, thanks to that small seed and its humble beginning. So it is with love in our lives. It begins with a small gesture, a simple glance, a new perspective. But for it to grow, it must be cared for. It needs to be observed with affection, with care. First with self-care and then with care for others. The love I'm talking about is not the love between a couple or between a mother and her child, which is glorious and fundamental for the evolution of our species. This love, the love. It is a state of mind that you must achieve, we must. It is observing yourself at all times. It is accepting when you cannot change. It is not judging, it is trying to understand, putting yourself in someone else's place. It is not wanting more than to wish well. The love you feel does not stay restricted within you, it emanates. It benefits you and the world. The greatest of all projects in our lives should be this love. It's to love. It is to be love in the look. There is a longing in each of us for a kinder and more loving reality. Only through this love, this Christ energy, can we live such a reality. The essence of Christ energy is that one person recognizes the one in another, the sacred there, knowing that what you are connecting with in the other is God itself, a divine spark of primordial light. And through this connection with another, at the level of equality and unity, we can finally live a joyful, abundant, and creative life, an exceptional life of great learning, of great advancement on the road of human evolution, of cosmic evolution. As long as there are conflicts between me and you, between you and the other, as long as there is a hierarchy of authority, a power structure, there will be inequalities. The life of Jesus was the beginning of a great revolution, a true affront to the institutions of his time, a great threat to the power structures there. The force of Christ energy was a threat to all those who clung to power, to manipulation, to fear, and to deceit. The force of Christ energy still lives in you, in the deepest part of your being. You feel it. In many moments, it touches you. But on the other hand, you also have to deal with the resistance you encounter, with fear. Fear of what people will think of you if you embrace your true essence. Know that this fear is not yours. It comes from the prevailing paradigm. This paradigm of suffering, subordination, and power. All this leads you to the idea that you don't deserve, that you carry many sins. But this paradigm is changing, dear soul. There is much light ascending. Many are beginning to see. Those who aren't distracted, who begin to distance themselves from sources of mass manipulation, who begin to question, to direct their attention to the light. These attentive ones begin to experience the great power of intention, the power of our gaze over all things. There is a love that pulses within your soul that wants to express itself, and you cannot resist this flow. This inspired side, which pulses within your being, lives in constant contrast with another side, which feels extremely vulnerable. I feel, you feel. This side makes you feel even ashamed of that other part of you. You then encounter a great objection. How can I truly express myself with all my soul? This objection is still present in all of us. But at other times, we feel the strength and the impulse of the Christ energy in our soul, acting in our lives, the force of love. Allow yourself, dare to align completely with this energy. Let it complete you, nourish your soul. This flow of clarity and truth, this connection between you and the world, it can be felt, it can be observed, it can be lived, can be expressed in every detail of our lives. This is not just coach talk. I live this in my life. I am living proof of the strength of love. It pulses and spreads, much more than you might imagine, far beyond what your eyes can see. But it influences everything, from the densest to the most subtle of elements, actions, thoughts. But you need to be attentive. You need to take care of our soil. You need to nourish it with good thoughts, with good ideas, with good actions. We have a strong tendency towards automaticity, to automatic inner criticisms and judgments. All of these are like pesticides in the fertile soil of the heart. Don't waste your soil, plant love, harvest love. If you're not seeing it, it's because you're still looking at the old structures, at the manipulative paradigm of fear. But the change is already happening. This is a very special moment for planet Earth. Its energy and vibration have been propelling the awakening of humanity. If you are walking towards the light, you've already noticed. You are a soul capable of healing all wounds, capable of embracing all your shadows, of observing them and caressing them. You possess an intelligence that words cannot explain. You are a microcosm, a fragment of the whole. You possess an inner divine intelligence. You are capable of feeling, of intuiting. You are capable of feeling what is not seen. You are part of heaven on earth. You bring this consciousness of unity within you, even with all the pain, with all the suffering ingrained in the space that permeates everything. That is the result of everything you've lived and experienced. Result of our experiences, of our emotions, from the experience and emotions of our ancestors. But love is superior to fear. We can transmute all the pain and suffering of the world, our temples of relationships. We can access the wisdom of the heart, the logic beyond the mind. We have the ability to see without wanting to determine whether it's right or wrong. You can balance your emotions. You can balance the wisdom of your heart with everything that comes into your mind. You can be love in the look. If you can make that painful part of you become one with your Christ consciousness, with this loving energy, all the weight will begin to dissipate. If it is welcomed and allowed to be as it is, you will begin to feel how strong you are. You will start to value who you really are, a divine being, a fractal of the power of God, a temple of wisdom, a vesica piscis, where all possibilities reside. And thus, the smokescreen will begin to disappear. You will realize how valuable your being, your walk on this earth is, your small steps towards eternity. For many years of my life, I lived on autopilot, carrying all the customs of my family with me. Although I was very different from them, I have deep gratitude and love for my family, because living with them transformed me into the strong and determined person I am today. But even having my own personality, I carried many of their ways of living and thinking. Everything changed when I made the biggest discovery of my life. Everything that exists is energy. literally everything. I can say that I died and was reborn after this discovery, and that this was science, not just a life philosophy. Like a download, I understood my entire life instantly. Only those who have lived this experience can understand what I'm talking to you about now. Words can't explain the speed with which you understand when you feel, when you capture information through perception. And I'd say more. Everything we experience is perception. From then on, a lot has changed. I'm literally another person. I understood what it means to be born again in the words of Jesus Christ. And all this only happened after I started asking myself these questions. Who am I? What am I really doing here? Aligned with these internal questions, I began to observe my thoughts, not to block or prevent them, but to understand why they arose. Why am I thinking this now? I began to guide my mind towards new perspectives, replacing every judgment that appeared with compassion, with empathy. Why do they do these things? They must have had bad experiences in their life that made them act this way. May they find their path, their happiness, and their light. It's incredible how everything around you changes when you start guiding your mind, when you free yourself from all labels, replacing judgments with questions. When you ask questions, you're open to new possibilities, to new perspectives, which may not always be good, but always open to the best. Deciding that a person is bad, that they're hopeless, doesn't do good for you or the other. Thought is an energy, like everything that exists. Having good thoughts, good perspectives, opens a possibility for everything aligned with this frequency to find you. When you raise your vibration, everything that is not aligned with it will disappear from your life. So prepare yourself for this, and above all, trust. Work and trust. There is an evolutionary force guiding us, directing us. I hope this message has helped you in some way. How's your life? Do you observe your thoughts, or do you still find yourself often thinking without paying attention? Share your experiences with us in the comments. I am still in this process. We are human beings. We learn all the time. For me, pray and watch is this. It's observing yourself at every moment. It's remembering at every moment that I am a divine spark, not to fear any evil, not to let my light go out. I wish the same for you. Carry light and love wherever you go. May your journey be beautiful in this life. We need more and more happy people. Let's flood space-time with this powerful energy that is love. We are the change we wish to see in the world. If you've made it this far, leave your like. Share this message with someone you love. Let's walk this path of self-discovery together with love and courage. From my soul to yours,